Rin, the #1 player in Blue Lock with the desire to crush anyone who stands in his way. Isagi, from a nameless nobody to the savior of Japan's football. Here's the story of Rin and Isagi, the perfect rivalry. Rin and Isagi first meet at the very beginning of the second selection, their first encounter, their first battle. Rin dominates Isagi in their first matchup, scoring not 1, not 2, but 3 goals, while Isagi only blocked Rin's shot once and scored the first point. This match shows us that Isagi was no match for Rin at all. In Isagi's own words, "I can't fathom the difference in power in between Rin and I with my current abilities." After Isagi had clawed his way up back to the top, it is now time for redemption. Rin vs Isagi Part 2 in a 4v4 match. At this point in the story, Isagi and Rin have now become even, trading blows. In the first match, Isagi couldn't even figure out as to why he had lost to Rin, but now he's able to read Rin's movements. Actually, it was at the point where Isagi was the only one who could read Rin's movements. In this panel right here, Isagi explains to Nagi exactly how Rin scored on them from before he got to the ball to when he had scored on them. Isagi tries to make a play, but Rin stops it. Rin perfectly predicts how Isagi would move. Their image of the field are the same, but with Rin having superior physical abilities in just about every single stat, Isagi will always be at a disadvantage. Isagi sees that his eyes and mind can create situations that find a way to compete with Rin, proving that he is catching up to him at this point. Evening the odds with Nagi wasn't enough for Isagi. He needs to beat Rin on his own. Rin and Isagi have a 1v1, and just when Isagi thinks he has finally bested Rin, Rin had already read Isagi's movements, passing to Bachida, and Bachida scores, taking the lead 3-2. Just like that, Rin takes a leap ahead of Isagi. Isagi acknowledges that Rin is able to bring out his teammates' max potential for his sake, controlling them. Nagi crosses it to Isagi and Rin is there almost immediately. While being behind everyone, Rin was reading Isagi's own field of vision and waiting for the right recovery point. Moving forward, Rin and Isagi are going head to head, being the only two who can read the field. Due to Chigiri and Baro's foul on Tokimitsu, it is a free kick for Team Red. With a high-speed pinpoint kick, Rin takes the lead 4-3. Rin has taken yet another leap forward. Isagi just can't seem to close the gap. Noticing that Rin took that shot specifically because Isagi was in the wall, Isagi finally sees the last piece to beating Rin. While Aryu and Chigiri are racing towards the ball, Isagi slips out of the group's blind spot, gaining an open shot opportunity, but Rin's there. Isagi shoots a back heel shot and scores, tying the game 4-4. At this point, he hasn't surpassed Rin, but he has outsmarted and predicted the field's future faster than Rin. Down to the last play, Nagi chest passes it to Isagi. Isagi tries to thread the needle and take the shot, but Rin is the one who saves and clears it. While Bachida is out dribbling everyone, Isagi switches his focus from Rin to Bachida. Bachida is free and open for a shot. He shoots it, but Isagi saves it in the nick of time. 9 seconds before the save, Isagi sees that Rin is in a perfect spot for a pass. Isagi decides to ditch him after predicting that Bachida's awakening would have him shoot the ball instead of passing as per usual. With that save, Isagi had truly surpassed Itoshi Rin at that very point, but Rin's the one who puts the nail in the coffin as the loose ball lands on him and he scores the last goal, beating Isagi 2-0. Here is where it would be one of the 3 times they get to play together. After the game, Rin chooses Isagi to join his team, viewing Isagi as one more person to crush since Isagi is the only one in the entire Blue Lock who gave him the taste of defeat, while Isagi did surpass him in this instance. Why Rin had beaten him was just a little bit of luck that came into play. To truly beat Rin, Isagi has to rebuild himself. Rin and Isagi lose against Team Red with Rin scoring their first and only goal. Rin in the entire game was playing with the intent on crushing Team Red, while Isagi had stopped mid-game. Seeing Rin feel frustrated losing to Team Red, Isagi accepts the reality of him and Rin. The day he finally beats Rin will be the day he's ready to take on the world. On to the selection of the Blue Lock 11. Rin is still #1 in the entire Blue Lock, whilst Isagi isn't even in the top 7. While having only one chance, Isagi joins Rin and Shido's team, the number 1 and 2 of the whole Blue Lock, for a tryout match to see if he can make the official Blue Lock 11 team for the match against Japan U20. Isagi hasn't really been able to do anything in the match, but when Rin and Shido are having a hard time working together, he finds a way to coexist with the two. At the end of the game, Isagi wants to make a play that surpasses both Rin and Shido, but he knows he doesn't have the physical abilities to do it. It is the last play. Iori crosses the ball into the box. Rin and Shido are gunning for the ball, but neither of them are the ones to put away the game. The victor is Isagi Yoichi. With that goal, Isagi entered flow before Rin and surpassed both Rin and Shido at the same time. Thanks to that win, Isagi made it to the Blue Lock 11 team by being the only person to bring up the best of Rin while having enough talent to surpass him multiple times. It is now the biggest game of their lives. Rin has scored and Isagi has yet to make a play during the first half, but during the second half, something changes. It is like the roles have been reversed. During the second half, Sei recognized Isagi as the heart of Blue Lock. After Baro scores, Baro tells Isagi that Rin and Isagi are so synchronized that they're like the same person. Isagi has found his last piece to fight against the U20 team, Trance. Rin and Isagi plan to devour one another after both of their shots had been stolen by Baro. After his older brother Sei gets past him again, Rin plans to synchronize with him to see how Sei would destroy Blue Lock. Sei crosses to Shido, but Rin interrupts it by switching his style late in the game to destroy Sei. Isagi sees that Rin was the only one able to predict where Sei would put the ball, thus still having an edge over Isagi. Rin is evolving in the match, becoming in existence solely to destroy Sei. Sei passes to Aiku, and with almost everyone else out of the way, Aiku takes the shot, but Rin is there to block it, once again stopping a play from Sei. A corner kick is at hand here. Rin is trying to predict where Sei will pass it in order to surpass his older brother. It seems that Sei is crossing it to Aiku, so Rin stops Aiku from jumping for the ball, but the pass was actually for Shido, and Isagi is there to stop the play, finally having a major play in the game. With that fake pass Aiku, Rin was not able to surpass Sei, and Isagi was able to gain an edge over Rin. Isagi figured out the play with Sei and Shido by watching both Rin and Sei and then predicting that Shido would be included in the mix for a shot attempt. Rin has been the number 1 player, but yet Isagi is the only one who keeps getting in his way. After the defensive play by Isagi, Rin awakens and enters flow. Rin goes on a rampage and gets past the U20 team by using their strengths against them. Aiku stands in his way and Shido chimes in, but Rin still shoots, missing and hitting the goalpost. Although the play ended in failure, Rin had ascended to another level, taking yet another leap forward from Isagi. It is the last play of the match and Sei has the ball. After getting past Isagi, Baro, and Naki, it is now Rin's turn. Another chance at beating his brother. They go neck and neck, and with a slide tackle, Rin kicks the ball out of Sei's possession. No other Blue Lock player had done that or was even capable of doing it. And just like that, we have deja vu. The same way Rin had beaten Isagi in the second selection is the same way Isagi had beaten the U20 team. The ball randomly, mercilessly, cruelly descended upon his victor, Isagi Yoichi. Isagi scored the last goal, surpassing Rin at this point and beating the U20 team. After the game, Sei walks up to his younger brother, Rin, and tells him that he was wrong about Japan not having any decent strikers. Hearing that, Rin thought Sei had finally recognized him, but it wasn't Rin who was recognized. It was Isagi. Sei tells Rin that Isagi, the one he had beaten multiple times, the one he was always higher than, is the one who was able to change Japan's football. Hearing those words shattered Rin. After their win against Japan U20 in the locker room, Ego has stated that Rin's awakening had broken everything apart for the team, and the only person on the team to respond to that was none other than Isagi. Isagi had made Blue Lock known to the world and is the savior of Japan's football, while Rin was still stuck in his brother's shadow. Isagi tells Rin that he was only able to understand the mechanism of luck because he had lost to Rin by luck. Isagi thanks Rin, but Rin is not pleased at all. Shut up. Go die, Isagi. I will never fucking forgive you. From this moment onwards, you are my rival. Don't you forget. This means I will definitely kill you. From being seen as only mediocre to Rin to now being acknowledged as an actual rival, this rivalry has only yet to find its end, as Ring is still beating Isagi in the Neo Egoist League rankings, but it was shown at one point that Isagi was indeed the #1 player in Blue Lock. I have Isagi as number 2 to Ring, but we will all truly see who's better between the two when they face off in the Neo Egoist League. Alright guys, if you liked the video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'm thinking next video I'm gonna make a video comparing the second selection in the Japan U20 arc, like comparing the two arcs. So let me know if you guys want to see that. But that's all I have for today, and without further ado, I will see you guys later.